I'm Charlie. I'm the Managing Director at CEEK Marketing, a digital marketing agency headquartered here in central London. This is a short video series in partnership with the Embassy of Italy to help businesses that export or wish to start exporting to the United Kingdom and are looking to grow their business online. I'll be taking you through the fundamentals of e-commerce and how to market your business to customers here in the UK. We hope throughout this series you can learn some actionable points to help your marketing efforts and ultimately increase your sales online. The different topics I'll be covering in this series include an overview of e-commerce in the United Kingdom and the wider digital marketing landscape, insights into key areas around your website and search engine optimization, social media channels and how you can use them to market your business and even sell your products via those channels, how to drive traffic to your website via paid media, and finally, we come to different forms of content and influencer marketing. In this video, I'm going to provide an overview of the UK marketplace, the options available for you to sell directly to the UK consumer, and also outline effective ways of finding new customers to grow your revenue online. The United Kingdom is the third largest e-commerce market behind China and the USA, with hundreds of billions in online sales. E-commerce is the buying and selling of goods or services using the internet. It's often used to refer to the sale of physical products online, but it can also describe any kind of commercial transaction that is facilitated through the internet. So how can e-commerce help your business? Online stores help you to connect with new and existing customers anytime, anywhere. Access to customers online can also open new revenue streams for your business and make it easy for the existing customers that already know you to buy your products again and again. E-commerce allows you to know more about your customers and to optimize their experience and your marketing efforts using real-time data, which can be a challenge for physical stores. So how do you sell products online to the UK customer? There are multiple options to sell products online to the UK audience. Primarily through this series, I'm going to be focusing on how you can sell directly to new and existing customers. The benefits of selling directly to your customer are numerous, and ultimately it can be more profitable for you as a business due to third-party platforms taking a large percentage of your revenue to sell to their audience. Other benefits of transacting directly via your own e-commerce store include having full control over your brand and which products you're shown alongside online. The full control over the customer communication is probably the biggest benefit, but also owning that customer data is also important. When using third-party platforms, you don't own that customer data, and therefore it might be harder for you to retain customers and grow your brand in the UK. It can't be ignored that third-party platforms here in the UK are a major influence. Amazon, Etsy, etc. are huge in the UK, but be sure to research the fees associated with marketing on those channels. You can then make a decision if you want to work with the third-party channels or alongside your existing website. When you do look to create your own website, there are multiple platforms that you can use to help manage your store. Some of the most popular platforms for e-commerce in the UK include Shopify, Squarespace, BigCommerce, and WordPress. Later in this series, I will go into more detail about which one we think is right for you as a new online business, but there's plenty of options, so feel free to do your own research as well. So when do UK customers buy from online stores? Honestly, it's 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The data actually shows that Sundays are the most popular days of the week for online shopping, with the peak hours for e-commerce sales between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. in the evening. So when you wake up and just before you go to sleep. However, as I'm sure you're aware, online stores are open 24/7, and it's one of the primary benefits of having an online business. Monthly sales patterns in the UK are heavily influenced by when people get paid. So the peak days for sales are typically the beginning and the end of each month, just after payday. Websites provide an opportunity to buy almost anything online, but fashion is by far the largest product category for shoppers worldwide. Other categories that are popular in the UK include books, music and games, electronics, food and beverage. Also, other large online categories include the health and beauty space, home, garden, and fitness and wellness products. How do you attract new customers to your website? In the marketing world, we call this customer acquisition. Customer acquisition is the practice of driving new customers to your website by using a mix of marketing strategies such as SEO, paid media, email marketing, content marketing, and various other forms of digital advertising strategies that you can use to drive new audiences. What are some of the issues you may face when selling specifically to a UK customer, and how can you build trust with a UK audience? One of the first things that we look at is to make sure that you have clear information about shipping costs and the timescales associated with the delivery of your product. It's one of the biggest reasons people decide not to buy from an online store, especially if they're overseas. It's crucial that this information is clear, and once a customer has purchased, they receive the confirmation of this purchase, typically via an email. Most platforms have a built-in option for confirmation emails, but I would recommend customizing this if you can, to match your branding and to add the relevant contact information and to make it easy for a customer to contact the business if they do have an issue. Businesses here in the UK actually use their return policies as a competitive advantage. So if you've got clear information, and it can make a big difference for customers when choosing between you and a competitor that doesn't have clear, concise information. Like I said, if a customer does have an issue, you want to make it easy. Other things that are extremely important to customers here in the UK are things like size guides. Make sure you've got EU and UK sizing and it's easily accessible. Customers expect to have detailed information about the products that are available on your website. Our teams here at CEEK spend a lot of time creating content for brands, explaining how to use their products or showcasing them actually in situ on models and, for example, for fashion. The more information you can provide, the better your chances are of converting a website visitor to a sale. The fashion industry is a great example of how you can help that buying process with the simple addition of models actually wearing the clothes on the website rather than a flat plain image. This is what we would call the lifestyle content of the model actually wearing the clothes. It helps the customers to visualize themselves wearing the product, and some leading websites can include the height and size of the model wearing the product to further make the decision easier when purchasing. To help maintain your customer base and to grow your reputation, it's important to have multiple routes for a customer to contact you. The most popular method of communication in the UK that customers expect are email, SMS, live chats, and social media. We recommend that you monitor the direct messages section of your social media platforms, and the speed of responses is crucial to build trust, with most successful brands in the UK providing almost immediate responses, or at least within 24 hours. As your online business grows, you can actually pull all of your customer service channels into one provider. For larger clients here at CEEK, we partner with companies such as Zendesk, which allows you to connect all of the various different customer services channels into one platform for your team. How can you measure e-commerce success and growth? Of course, the most important figure that we look at is revenue, but we're going to look at some of the other data points that you can analyze to monitor your performance and your growth online. The first metric we look at as a marketing agency is the traffic to your store. So how many people are visiting your website per day? In all honesty, without visitors, you're really going to struggle to increase your sales online. So it's a really crucial metric. We then have what we call our conversion rate. So what percentage of those visitors actually purchase your products on your website? There are multiple factors that can influence how many purchases are made and versus how many visitors you have. So let me just go over some of the points I mentioned earlier, just to be clear, because these are really important to the UK customer. Clear shipping information, return policies, product information, size guides. So let's talk about some other factors that can potentially affect that conversion rate figure that we talked about earlier. The number one by far is speed. The faster your website is, the more likely your conversion rate will be higher. 53% of all mobile users will leave a slow website that takes over 3 seconds to load. And we'll talk a bit more about speed in more detail in the search engine optimization of the series. The higher your returning customer rate is, the less you're going to need to pay to acquire new customers. Another data point to watch is your average order value. When you do get a sale, how much is the customer actually spending in that one visit? Can you think of ways that can increase the amount the customer will spend with you by perhaps creating offers such as a buy one, get one free or free shipping? Like the rest of the world, the UK customer loves to feel like they've got a great deal. So if you can add elements to your website where the customer feels like they're getting a little bit more value for their money, it's more likely that they will spend more on your website in that visit. The opportunity here in the UK is huge, and I'm looking forward to going through some more detail throughout this series about how you can earn more money online. We'll be covering different elements that can help you improve your conversion rate, as discussed, such as SEO, search engine optimization, which is where you can essentially get your website to show up higher on search engines such as Google, social media channels and how they can be used in different ways to promote your business, paid advertising, sometimes known as pay-per-click, which is essentially using the similar platforms such as Google, Facebook, Instagram, and actually paying for traffic through the various forms of customer targeting available. Influencer marketing. This is leveraging people who already have an audience on their social media channels, for example, so you can raise awareness about your products via their audience. And lastly, content marketing. So different forms of content that you can create, such as written work, maybe in blogs or photos or videos, and how different forms of content can be used in your marketing campaigns and on your website. I hope this video has given you an insight in how to grow your online business and some of the elements to consider when marketing to us here in the UK. I'll see you in the next video.